Hey, your heart's got something to say to you right now. Are you curious to know what it is? If you are, then let's dive in and see what the cards would reveal about your heart today. Welcome home, divers. In today's reading, we are going to look into what is the state of your heart right now. Before we begin, I want to ask you one question. When was the last time you paused and truly asked yourself, how is my heart doing right now? You know, not what you're thinking, not the version that you've suppressed and made it to be, but your raw, authentic self that is hiding in your heart. So in today's reading, we are going to dive deeper into that part of your heart. Let's see what the cards reveal, and I hope this reading will be a comforting hug to you in times of need, because if you found this video and you are here, definitely your heart has something to say to you. Whatever your heart reveals today, I hope you will hold it gently and be a little bit kinder with yourself, okay? So for that, we have your 3 piles. Take deep breaths, drink some water, calm your mind, and then see which one of these piles draws you in. For pile number 1, you have Lee Etoile. For pile number 2, you have the Mirror. And for pile number 3, you have Dusk. Take as much time as you need to choose which pile you feel most drawn to, and once you are done choosing your pile, go to the description box and click on the timestamp, which is going to take you to your reading right away. So with that said, let's start your reading. Welcome, pile number 1. If you've chosen the Lee Etoile card, then this is your reading, and let's see what is the state of your heart right now. So the first time I saw this card, I couldn't help but be in awe of how comfortable this lady looked. You know, floating on the water and smiling and enjoying, you know, her little bath. It looks like she is so comfortable being herself and being vulnerable, because, you know, you can see that she's not wearing any clothes. So it's like she is not ashamed of who she is. She is really comfortable embracing her authentic self, and that is what your heart is feeling right now. So congratulations, pile number 1, your heart is in a very healthy state. It looks like emotionally and mentally you've been working on yourself so much that your heart feels really happy to be itself, to, you know, put forth its feelings, its thoughts, its wants, needs to you. And yeah, it's like they don't feel like they will be abandoned, suppressed or something. No, you are someone who would take care of your heart as if you're taking care of someone really dear to you. And it makes me feel like after a long while, your heart has experienced this peace, because maybe there was a time in your life where you did not feel this way, and you might have listened to a lot of people about how you should treat yourself. You know, you might have put others first before you, and that has taken a toll on your mental health for a long time. You might have suppressed your needs and you know, named it as if you're wanting too much or you're asking for too much. Maybe you were made to feel this way as a kid. But recently, I say that you've been working on yourself, and this newfound peace and comfort that you feel within your heart and within yourself is something that you will cherish for a long, long time. And I'm so proud of you, pile number 1, for doing that. Water here, as you can see, is often associated with emotions and feelings, right? As we know in tarot, water is your deep emotions, you know. So it makes me feel like your heart It might have suppressed a lot of things in the past, but finally you are understanding your authentic self and you're starting to love yourself for who you are. Because maybe there was a time when you didn't know what was your favorite color, or even if you did, you were too afraid of being judged. But now look at how bold she looks, even without anything covering her, right? And these things look like seaweeds trying to trap her, but she is smiling even when these seaweeds appear to be struggling to stop her from being who she is. So even if now there are people, who still pass nasty comments or say some offensive stuff that were intended to hurt your heart, basically, you are way stronger now, and you are not bothered easily by any of those comments. And that is what I'm seeing here. Your heart has become very strong, and it is so proud of you that literally your heart is like, I love being with you. That is what your heart is saying. So your heart is proud of how much you've grown, how much you have understood what matters and what doesn't. And one thing that I see with all these stars here, it's that your heart is trying to encourage you to hold the dreams that you had as a kid close to you. It's kind of like if you had certain dreams, like you wanted to be this, you wanted to be that, it's not too late. That is what your heart is saying. It's never too late. So embark on those dreams that you had. If you wanted to be a star, hey, the camera is right there. Let's start, okay? So that is what your heart's saying. So your heart is being your biggest supporter and is finally happy that you are listening to it without letting anyone else's judgment, anyone else's comments create fear in you or stop you from being who you truly deserve to be. And that is so admirable, pile number one. I am in awe of you. Okay, so let's see what more your heart wants to reveal today to you. So I see your heart is really happy. So what does it need from you right now? Okay. Notice how the imagery of the hanged man looks like a lady dancing on a rope, right? Balancing herself. It makes me feel like your heart is asking you to take the leap of faith and take some risks. Maybe your heart wants to finally push you towards starting the thing that you've always wanted to do. So say, for example, you wanted to be a singer, right? So go hit the record and post it online. Who stopped you from being that? If you wanted to be a dancer, yeah, do it, So it's like all this time, if there was only one thing that was holding you back from achieving your dreams, it was your own self, your own insecurities, things that people might have instilled in you. And I feel like your heart is now saying that, hey, you are finally ready, to start fresh and be the storm, okay? It's so sweet that your heart feels like you are so strong, and it really thinks highly of you. It's as if they have seen you go through so many things and yet emerge stronger than ever. And right now, I think what your heart needs the most is for you to finally start what you wanted to do for a long time. So there must be a big dream that you had, okay? What is it? It's the Queen of Pentacles. But it came in reverse. Okay. Look, pile number one, I feel like you have certain worries regarding money. It could be financial support. Maybe you're thinking that, hey, I would have started this thing if I had the money, but I don't think I have the money for the supplies. I feel like soon you will be receiving it, and your heart is basically telling you that, hey, you don't have to worry about money or whether it would work out or not. You just need to step out of the house, and then you will see. You don't have to worry about whether you will make it or not. First, step out of the door and see what is out there. Funny thing, I had these cards here, right? The piles. And when I said step out of the door, I saw this card, which is supposed to be your pile 3. But it called to me and makes me feel like your heart really, really wants you to be out there and shine your light on people. Yeah, notice how these little fairies are taking these lanterns along with the queen fairy, right? So it makes me feel like your spirit guides and your heart is also trying to guide you towards this thing, because you are meant to be a guiding light and a shining example for a lot of people. Yeah, you have the devil. Really interesting. I feel like your heart is trying to tell you that the way you overcame your challenges, the things that you had to face growing up, your insecurities, the way you broke it, or the way you are breaking it, right? Even if you are in this phase right now where you are still trying to figure out how to work through your insecurities, work through, the things that are holding you back, if these are the things that you're dealing with, I feel like your heart is trying to say that, hey, you are meant to not only just do it for yourself, but also share this knowledge with others, so that when people see you, they will be filled with this emotion of standing up for themselves, being comfortable with who they are, So you are meant to be this example for a lot of people who feel like they are not accepted in the society. They are not quite normal enough. So if you ever felt like you were an outcast, like you felt like people would not accept you for who you truly are, and your entire life you have just went on and on trying to please others, to accept you, to see your beauty, how rare you are, this and that. I feel like your heart is saying that you were never meant to be like that. You were meant to shine, okay? Even if it means that you would be alone, you were always meant to be that bright star. And it is not a fact that you will be alone for, your entire life, but it's kind of like, the sense of belonging to somewhere. You were never meant to blend in with other people. That is what they were saying. You were meant to be appreciated the way you are. And that is what you have to teach to a lot of people. Show them that they too can be their authentic self. So I feel like there are a lot of people who are still in this trap of, pleasing others, just trying to basically have a good connection with others, And please don't shame yourself for that if you've been like that before, or someone else is still in that phase. It's because that is the basic human thing that drives you, connection, the desire for being with the people that makes you feel like, yeah, I belong here. So you might have just wanted to be a part of a community. You just wanted to be a part of a group of friends, that you can call yours. But if you have ever felt like you could never get that, or you were always, made to feel like you are too much or you are not enough, this or that, I feel like your growth and the moment you shine and start doing the things that you wanted for a long time fearlessly, your growth in your image is going to be so strong that people around you, the ones that resonate with your soul, with your calling, right, they will be there to support you, and they will be gaining the inspiration to be like you. So you are to become an inspiration for a lot of people, pile number one. And that is what your heart is trying to say to you. Okay? So beautiful. Let's see what your heart is trying to lead you to with one oracle card. I think this one wants to come out. The ring. I think you remember when I said that you are not meant to be alone for your entire life. I did think of this. So, because I was picking on this energy, your heart is trying to give you a little bit of sneak peek on the person who is about to enter your life. This is someone who is really mature and someone who is finally not triggered by your light. Because maybe there was a time when you being yourself was too much for a lot of people who claimed to love you or who showed interest in you, but it was never either good enough for them or it was always a problem for them. You might have attracted a lot of insecure partners in the past. Now, see, when we attract a certain kind of people in our life as partners, it is because maybe we are vibrating in that energy. Knowingly, unknowingly, you might have had these feelings deep inside of not being able to accept yourself for who you are. And maybe that is the reason why you attracted those people who were emotionally unavailable, because you were not being emotionally available to your heart. So you attracted people who were too afraid to look deep inside within themselves too. People who were threatened by your light. Okay, so if they would even get a flicker of who you could be, they got triggered and walked away. That is something that you're leaving behind, because the present state of your heart is such a good one that your heart is really smiling and telling you, look at how she's smiling, and telling you that someone is about to enter your life really, really soon. And I think this is your future spouse, because with the ring, we know, when we give rings to others, it's wedding. So yeah, the engagement. I feel like you are about to meet someone really, really soon who is going to finally tie the knot with you. Someone who is not afraid to stand beside you, not afraid to show you off, not afraid to be themselves with you too. Okay, they don't feel like you are threatening their light, because they are secure in themselves too. So yeah, you are attracting this person, this love, because you have become that love. You have become that person. You've given yourself that love that you deserved. And that is the reason why the universe is so happy, and universe is giving you this, Now, is there anything else that your heart wants to say to you? Let's find out. What does my pile number one's heart want to say to them? Okay, you have the Tower card at first. Okay, this one wants to come out and... Okay, we got two cards. So, Tower. You have Two of Swords. And the Star again, guys. You have the Star again. Somebody could be an Aquarius here. Because the Star card is Aquarius. And the Ace of Cups, but it came in reverse. Okay. I see that your heart is saying that you might still have a little bit of fear around receiving love from someone else, okay? So you are very comfortable being yourself, okay? You're very comfortable being vulnerable with yourself, looking at your deepest cuts and wounds inside your heart. So you're not suppressing it any longer. You are trying to heal yourself. You are on this really amazing healing journey, and your heart is really proud of it, but somehow it is reminding you that there is a part of you that is afraid to hold somebody else's love. Yeah, you're afraid that you will be holding their love and then someday it will be gone forever, you know. And there are a lot of reasons, I wouldn't lie. Things that are happening in this world, they make you feel 1 second that love is so beautiful and the next second that it's scary. So I don't really blame you for that, and neither does your heart blame you for that. But your heart wants to say that please hold on to the faith that you have, that something good is definitely going to come, you know. And yeah, it's peaking. Maybe this person who is meant to enter your life, or meant to be with you forever, is already in your life or is about to enter really soon. So you might know them. For some people, I feel like you'd know them, but you might be confused a little right now. Who is this? But yeah, you don't have to think so much. So keep in mind that you don't have to chase this person out, right? Now, it's not a game of cat and mouse, nope. But chase as in, you don't have to go around scrolling, hey, who could it be? Who could it be? All right? That's what I'm saying. You don't have to try too hard to gain somebody's attention. I don't feel like you would, because you are very comfortable with being alone, where you are, and you're happy. And you're focusing more on your work, and that is what your heart is trying to tell you to do, rather. And let this person come to you at the right time, all right, when you're ready. So I highly feel like when you would be, you know, shining and fearlessly doing the things that you always wanted to do, that is when you will be attracting this person, because maybe they will see you doing it and they would also feel really inspired and you know, mesmerized by your presence, and they would be like, hey, who is that person? I need to talk to them, you know. It's kind of like that energy. So you really don't have to think about it, fret over it. Nah, that is not something that you need to do. The one thing that you do need to do, however, is open your heart a little bit, okay? Like, don't discard the idea of having someone in your heart, or, you know, loving someone truly, or you know, you're afraid. There is a fear that I sense in your heart, and your heart is saying that, hey, can we just let go of this fear that comes with somebody else? Can we just let it go? Because I feel like that is something that is holding you back from actually being your happiest self. Why fear about something that is not even in your control? You know, you're not doing anything wrong if somebody cheats on you, if somebody leaves you, if somebody, you know, hurts you. You're not the one who is doing the wrong thing. So why are you, you know, forcing yourself to not dream, forcing yourself to not think about love, forcing yourself to never look at it? Why? You know, at the end of the day, life is all about experiences. So yeah, why stop yourself from experiencing one of the finest things and beautiful things in life? That is what your heart is saying. Be open, okay? Don't be afraid of things that have not even entered your life, right? Be brave, because you are brave and you deserve to be. And that is what your reading is saying, pile number one. I hope you loved it. And if you did, please let me know which part of this reading really stood out to you, because I really love reading your you know, stories, what you're going through. It also helps me to heal and to, you know, grow in my spiritual journey. So yeah, let's heal each other, guys. Okay, so if you loved it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and take care, pal number one. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Welcome, pile number two. If you've chosen the mirror card, then this is your reading, and let's see what is the state of your heart right now. Okay, so if you've chosen this card, I strongly feel like your heart has a very deep message to convey to you right now, which is that please let me out. That's what I heard the first time I saw it. So I don't know, are you suppressing your heart too much? Or are you too afraid to see what's deep inside, as if it will shatter everything that you have built all this time? So think about it. Maybe there's something that you feel like it's not all right, like something your heart is craving too much, but you fear that if you go after it, it is going to completely shatter everything, completely shatter who you are, or you're too afraid to let it out for whatever reason. With the mirror, which makes me feel like it could be related to your image, the way you look at yourself, the way people look at you. So your image to this world, to the outer world, to yourself, is very important, I feel like. So for you, more than even how you see yourself, I think how you feel about yourself comes from how others view you. And whether you admit it or not, your heart is really, really tired of it, okay? I don't know if you can see, but it looks like someone is peeking from this broken part of the mirror. So I feel like there is a part of you that is screaming to be let out. And you feel like if you don't abide by the rules that has been given to you, and you let that side out, you might be losing everything that you have built all this time, losing everything as in, you know, how people view you. I am hearing parents, so it could be that your parents are a very big concern to you, like how they view you. Maybe you feel like you're restricted to be who you want to be, and that is why you're suppressing this part inside your heart. Yeah. Also the lock, see? The lock is in a heart shaped, and I also see here an hourglass. So, on a bird, freedom, definitely. A lot of symbols I see here. I feel like your heart, what it truly wants is freedom with the bird. It wants to speak its authentic, true self right now, and you are not letting it because maybe you are bound by a lot of responsibilities, or maybe things that you don't even need to carry. I feel like you are carrying responsibilities that is not even yours to begin with, that shouldn't have been yours, if I might say so. But in that process, you've been neglecting yourself a lot, to the point where you can't look at yourself in the mirror, and you feel like with each day, the person that you are seeing in front of you is not you. You have this sense of knowing somehow. Yeah. And your heart is literally screaming and saying that, hey, if you can see inside, if you let this side of you out once, you will see how beautiful it is. And you will never feel this regret, you know? The regret that you're feeling right now, that what if I do it, you know? What if I did it before? I feel like you have this regret that it's too late, but it's not. That is what your heart is saying. You might have thought of yourself a certain way, but recently you feel like you can't look at yourself. Maybe something has shattered it. Something has made you feel like you're not worthy. Your heart feels hurt right now, pile number 2. Let me see why this is happening, okay? Okay, you have the Two of Cups. Oh. And you have the Six of Swords in reverse. The first thing that I heard, guys, it was that it's hard to move on from the pain that I've felt. That is what I heard. And you have the Eight of Swords. It's in reverse, definitely. I'm not shocked at all that the cards that came out for you are these. Look, I think I can see it, what's happening. For some people, it's a mother figure, okay? That has a very big impact on your life growing up. So you have always been this person who has tried to please your mother. You know, you always wanted to be loved by her, be acknowledged by her. You know, you wanted to be the best kid to her. There is a reason why, maybe there is a much deeper reason, I feel like, to why you wanted to please your mother. Maybe you belong to a family where you've seen your mother not being treated the way she deserved, and you were like, I would be the one to give her the happiness, and which is, you know, you being the best version of yourself, kind of like the version that she wants. You have tried to mold yourself into that, and that is what I'm seeing here. Your attempt to make your mom happy has taken a toll on your own heart, where you have neglected yourself to the point where you don't recognize yourself. You've tried to be the best kid, the best daughter, the best son, but in the process you forgot who you were here to be, you know, who you wanted to be, basically. And it hurts you to sometimes feel like, well, I did it for a good reason, then why do I not feel good inside? You don't want to feel like this, and that is the trap that your heart is in right now. That is one thing that I'm saying. Like, maybe your mom has told you to follow a certain path where a lot of people were following, right? And you, to keep her, you know, heart, keep her words, to make her happy, you did follow this path, and maybe you have even won in it. You've made it, but still somehow deep inside it feels hollow, like you were never supposed to take this path. Maybe you were supposed to take a different path. That is what I'm seeing for some people here. And for others, I feel like there has been a situation in love where I feel like someone you truly adored and loved could have caused you a lot of you know, fears, insecurities to pop up in your mind, in your head, because of certain things that they have done. If they've chosen somebody else over you, that is a valid reason why you feel this way, because you are a human, and we tend to do these things, right? We know. But your heart is saying that I'm tired of you not being able to move on from that situation. I'm tired of you letting someone else dictate who you are. I'm tired of that. Your heart is really tired, you know? It's tired to the point that it's screaming and telling you that I am not that person that you think I am. I'm not person that you were trying to please, that guy or that woman. I'm someone else. And it's time for you to embrace who I am. You know, that is what your heart is saying right now. With the Eight of Swords in reverse, these insecurities that you have inside were never yours to begin with. You're not responsible for someone else to feel threatened by your light. You're not responsible for someone else who feels too little standing beside you. That is not your fault. That is their fault for thinking like that. Why would you ever compare yourself to anyone like that? If you do, and that too with a lover that you claim to love, that is not love. I don't know what it is, okay? And it was never your fault. That is what I know for sure. Okay? So please don't let these fears, these insecurities rule who you are, rule what you can do. That is one thing that I'm saying here. And with the mother situation that I saw, right? Oops. With the mother situation that I saw here, I feel like maybe your mother or your, the people who are supposed to take care of you, because mother represents people who care for you, right? They might have passed on to you certain fears that they were carrying from their childhood, okay? And now you've become a person who is unknowingly being controlled by those fears that were never yours to begin with. So you are supposed to be someone who is brave, who is going to, do the things that you were supposed to do in this life. But instead, you're being directed, and you are, like someone is forcefully changing your direction from one thing to other. That is what's happening here, I feel like. So it's high time for you to let go of these fears. And I know it's not easy. And that is what your heart is saying. It's not easy, but at least you can try, You can try little by little, embracing who you truly are. Being okay with, seeing yourself, accepting the things that you like. Say, for example, if you like the color orange, okay, I'm just giving an example. If you like the color orange and then your mom or somebody else says that, hey, that color doesn't look good on you, you should wear green. Okay, and there you are saying that, but I liked orange, why? So that's the situation. But then what you do, you go with the green color because your mom said it, right? She said that you don't look good in orange, so you just go and wear the green color. Look, you might look really good outside, but is your heart happy? No, because it wanted to wear an orange dress. And here you are wearing a green dress because you listened to somebody else that was not you. And it's a very simple example. But sometimes when we keep on disregarding our own thoughts and our feelings for literally everything, it starts with 1, then becomes 5, then becomes 10. And at the end of the day, you are basically being controlled by someone else your entire life, okay? So every decision that you make, it's not one anymore. It is like every single decision is depending on someone else. So don't let your life be like that, okay? That is what your heart is saying right now. Okay, so let's see what your heart is leading you to. Venom. Interesting how the venom came. I think you were really too sweet. You could have been a people pleaser in the past, or you are still that. You just want to belong. And I feel like you have been so sweet that it's time for you to be a little bit, straightforward. So even if there will be people who would tell you that, hey, you are, being a little rude, you shouldn't say that, maybe, I am again brought to this thing of a controlling mother who is saying that, hey, you don't know what's good for you, you should listen to me, this and that. But at the end of the day, you are getting just fears out of that. right? You're getting self-doubt. You're thinking that whatever decision you make is not right, whatever decision you make is not correct, so you have to always listen to someone else. That is not right. And I feel like you also deserve a chance to make decisions for yourself, right? And maybe when you start doing that, people might call you rude, people might call you somebody who is poisonous to others, like hurting others or stuff like that. But literally now, it's better to do this now than to suffer later. It's because I'm seeing a scenario where someone who is too used to control everything about your life will get pissed off really bad when you stand up for yourself. And that is the reason why this is coming up, this card. So you need to really see that who is being the venom. Are you being the venom in their life, or are they being the venom in your life? Because look at it this way. Their issue of controlling is also not good, right? Just because someone is older than you, or someone is claims to have good intentions for you, it's no excuse for someone to treat you the wrong way or snatch away your basic right to even choose what you wear or what you eat or what you want to do in life, right? So that needs to be kept in mind, pile number 2. Okay, so let's see what might happen if you actually follow these advices that your heart is giving right now. Because I feel like your heart is really tired and really frustrated. I'll be very honest. It's frustrated, and it feels like it is just hiding, or afraid to get out, but it doesn't want to be like that anymore. It wants to break down the walls and get out there. So maybe you are about to enter an era in your life which is going to be your ruthless era. The era where you don't handle no BS. You're someone who is going to be really straightforward, and you will appreciate that straightforwardness too from others. Maybe you will also stop people pleasing. So you might suddenly become the bad guy. Oh, I just remembered that, this color also reminds me of Billie Eilish for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, that song, Bad Guy. Not literally the lyrics, but I think you get it. All right, let's see what might happen if you follow these directions, okay? So what's in the future for you in your heart? You have the Temperance. Interesting. Ooh, the Chariot. One thing came out. The Empress. Oh, and okay, let's see what this is. The Seven of Wands. What did I say? Look at the Seven of Wands, how she's protecting her energy, even if some people try to tell you that, hey, what you're doing is not right, let us in, let our thoughts in, listen to us. You're like, no thank you, I'm gonna listen to myself. I'm going to protect my energy. That is what I'm seeing here. So in the future, your heart is saying that if you follow your instinct, if you follow what your heart truly desires, you're going to be so happy. And today you might not be able to recognize who you are in the mirror, and you might want to break it. You might feel very insecure of who you are because of all of these judgments and all these things that has been told to you over the years, telling that, oh, you need to slim down, or oh, you need to eat a little, this or that. I'm just giving an example, right? Maybe you need to eat much. These are the things that has been passed on to you, telling you to conform to the wants of the society. But what your heart is really saying, that if you follow what your heart truly wants, you are going to feel so comfortable in your own skin. Not just comfortable, but beautiful, like a goddess. And you will be thanking yourself for doing that all this time. And not just that, but your emotional and your mental states, right? That is also going to be in balance. You'll be moving towards a lot of opportunities that you thought was never possible for you, in the long run. You might have been a person who has given up way too soon, even before trying or starting out. You might have been like this person who was too driven by fear that was not even yours, right? I told you. It was the fear that somebody else was carrying and passed on to you. But right now, it's a time for you to hold your baggage of all of these things, throw it, okay, around a corner, and get out of the room and start doing the things that you wanted to do all the time, okay? That is what your heart is saying right now, pile number 2. I hope you loved it. And if any part of this reading stood out to you, let me know which one did, okay? I'd be really interested to read your comments and also to know about your soul's journey, because it helps me too. Okay, pile number 2. So thank you so much for being here, and have a nice day. And don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Welcome, pile number 3. If you've chosen this dusk card, then this is your reading, and let's see what is the state of your heart right now. Okay, so with this card, I feel like your heart has recently started to open up little by little. It's like you have started to dig deeper into your heart. What are the things that your heart is carrying all this time? The pain that you have suppressed for a long time. You're in this energy of looking at them, trying to read it, trying to understand it, and then decode it and basically grow, basically help yourself to work with it. I feel like your energy is it's as if you are new to this. That is what I'm feeling. Maybe you're new to tarot reading, or maybe you are new to the spiritual world. Maybe you're new to my channel. But it's as if you are new to this whole thing of, trying to look deeper into your own self, into what you truly deserve, what you truly desire, and what you've been doing wrong all this time. So congratulations for taking the first step, because I feel like it's harder to start, than to go on, but it's really hard to start. And I feel like you are in that phase where you are starting, It's like dusk is the time when it's about to be dark, right? It's going to be dark. Finally, it's going to be the night time. So maybe you are currently in the phase where you are going through the dark night of your soul. Maybe now it's the time for you to finally think deep, stay quiet, and know yourself more. Maybe all this time you've been running after a lot of things that you thought you wanted, but now it's a time for you to see what you truly need, to know what you need, that might be the correct thing to say. And you are on this journey of knowing yourself, and that is what your heart is doing right now. Trying to uncover the parts that you have suppressed, the parts that have been, shamed, things that you hold really dear, but you have never looked at them maybe before. Things that you need to clear out, right? With the brooms here, You need to clear those things out with the webs, wounds that have been too deep, and it's aching, but you have forgotten the reason why or how that ache has begun, how that wound was created in the first place. So you're looking deeper, and I appreciate that effort, pile number 3. That is not easy, and you are doing it. And your heart is really, your heart is applauding for starting it finally, because I feel like this journey that you have started, is going to take you really far. So maybe you're new to shadow work. So I do see that you're new to something, right? But nevertheless, it is going to help you. And you and me, all of us know that it will. All right. So let's see. What else your heart is trying to say right now? The things that your heart needs right now for this change, because you've already started it. So let's see what it is trying to call you towards. Oh, you have the Queen of Cups. Interesting. Your heart is asking you to be kind to yourself right now. And you have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Definitely, your heart is asking you to be kind to yourself right now, okay? And not worry about the things that you need to fix too much, because I feel like you are in this energy of, hey, I need to fix this about myself. That's not right. This is not correct. You're very much in that energy. And I feel like your heart is trying to say that, hey, it's okay. It's fine. We can take it slow. We can take it easy. You don't have to rush, Don't blame yourself too much for the things that you have done wrong, or don't hold yourself accountable for the things that you didn't even know that was wrong before, because as a kid, we do a lot of things that we aren't even aware is wrong. We just do it because others are doing, because others seem to be okay with it, so it looks like, okay, maybe that is what needs to be done here. So as a kid, we're still figuring out how to live in this world, right? So don't blame yourself for being a certain way when you were young, okay? And I feel like you're being called to be kind, understanding, and authentic, okay? So be in tune with your emotions. How are you feeling right now? If something doesn't feel right, if something is hard, maybe take it slow, okay? Because I feel like your journey of shadow work, your journey of healing right now is meant to be smooth and not like a hustle or something. It doesn't need to feel like a hustle, okay? You don't need to rush. Everything happens at its divine timing. So why rush? Take it easy, all right? Okay, let me give you one example. Say you saw this person on TV, or, while scrolling, you found this person who was really pretty, or, good at something that you wanted to do. And then you've been seeing this person for a while, and then suddenly in your heart, you find yourself not liking that person, like just the thought of them just makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable for some reason. Now you start asking yourself, why am I feeling uncomfortable in this person's presence? What is wrong with me? And then you are asking yourself, am I a bad person? Because that person has done nothing wrong to me. They don't even know that I exist in the first place. They have done nothing wrong to me for me to feel this way, for me to feel insecure about myself, me to feel bad about myself. Then what is going on? And you start this journey of what is going on in my brain? Why am I thinking this way? Am I a bad person? What is going on? Am I jealous? All of these questions, right? But Your heart is saying that, hey, the fact that you are even wondering about this thing, that am I doing something wrong here? I shouldn't feel this way, is proof enough that you're a good person. Yeah, because trust me, somebody who is too afraid to look into their heart, too afraid to embrace their authentic self, too afraid to be the person they wanted to be someday, to accept who they are, they're never going to be like this. They're never going to even question themselves. The person who is actually bad is not the person who asks themselves, am I bad? But the person who doesn't even care or doesn't even blink. That is a person who has a problem. Now, this situation of you, whether feeling a little bit triggered by the presence of that person who seems to be shining, it's because you want that thing that they're doing for yourself, You wanted to see yourself there. It has nothing to do with that person. So it's like you are transmuting the energy of jealousy into working into yourself and being your best version. And that is proof enough that you are a good person, pile number 3. And that is what I'm seeing here. So your heart is recognizing that you're doing a lot of work, but it is at the same time telling you that, hey, don't be too harsh on yourself. Someone here could be Virgo rising, or you have strong Virgo placements, pile number 3. And maybe that is the reason why you tend to be a perfectionist in everything you do. And also Piscean, I feel like. So you are being called to trust your gut and go with your intuition. When you feel like you need to look into a matter, look into it. When you feel like, nah, I need to rest it, okay? I don't want to stress my brain too much today. You need to follow that. All right, pile number 3, that is what I'm saying. So let's see what else your heart is trying to say right now to you. Okay. You have the 7 of Pentacles. Beautiful. Yeah, it's like your heart is seeing how much you're growing day by day, and it is reminding you that you will be growing into such a fine and beautiful person. Like, I'm also being brought to this theme that the work that you're doing right now, it is not just a work for yourself, but it is kind of a work for your entire generation. It's kind of like you are the chain breaker, you are the person who is going to break the generational curse. Maybe it's a curse of any sort, right? You name it. So you are meant to break the pain cycle for, something that even your ancestors were suffering. And you're meant to break it because you're someone who is way more capable to work through them and, stop it there, so that you can teach your next generations, the coming generations, better. That is what I'm seeing here. And the fruits of your labor, they're gonna be tasting so sweet, my dear Panabitri. Let me tell you, the work that you're doing right now, it is going to make you such a desirable person. It is going to make you a person of finer taste, a person of character, someone who deserves respect, and will gain love wherever they go. There will not be a single person. Maybe people will hate you. Yeah, because we have haters, right? People will hate you because I will say the people who are too afraid to embrace their shadows will hate you, right? They're afraid. That's why they are hating you. But deep inside, even their soul will recognize that you're such a nice person. It's kind of like that. You're becoming that person, pile number 3. All right. So let's see where your heart is leading you. So the direction your heart is taking you to. All right. You have the one. Oh my God. What did I say right now? Like, you will become the one that is going to break so many things, so many cycles, the one who is going to stand strong as the light in the dark for a lot of people, someone who is going to make people believe that, yeah, good people exist. So your transformation is going to be something that will inspire a lot of people, pile number 3, okay? That's what I'm seeing here. So even if this work feels a little bit hard, okay, take it at your own pace, okay? Don't rush, but do keep in mind that you're not doing the work of only yourself. You are someone who is so much strong that you are doing the work for your entire generation, pile number 3, okay? You are doing the work for so many people. Like, you're going to break the curse of pain for like a lot of people to come in your family, maybe in your generation, people around you. You will see how you transform and you will know what I'm talking about, right? All right, let's see what more I see here. I also feel like you will become a very desirable partner too. Yeah, with the Queen of Cups and you know, the 7 of Pentacles, and with the 1, it makes me feel like you will become the person people will be comfortable to come to and talk to. And your heart is really saying that, hey, the fact that you are taking yourself seriously, working on yourself, what hurts you, what is you know, good for you, what are your triggers, what are the things that you will absolutely not tolerate, things that you will love, things that you absolutely adore, right? All of these things, because you are trying to know these things, that is the reason why you will become this desirable partner for a lot of people, and people will also want to be like that. And that is what I'm seeing here for you. All right, let's see what else your heart is wanting to say. 3 of Swords. Ten of Wands. 6 of Swords. And the Devil in reverse. Ah, okay. Guys, I feel like you are very similar to pile number 1, and I remembered that when I was doing the pile number 1 reading, I did pull out this card too. So I feel like if you are coming from pile number 1, then hey, I can see you. But yeah, not to be creepy. But yeah, so these cards are telling me that the fact that you've started looking into your heart and trying to, you know, see what are the things that you will tolerate, what are the things that you will absolutely never tolerate, it is because of a heartbreak that you have faced recently, right? So I feel like this heartbreak has stemmed from someone who was really not good for you, someone who was having ill intentions when it came to you, someone who wanted to exploit you for your finances, for your emotional, you know, presence, I feel like. So they wanted you to always show up for them, but I don't think they showed up in return for you. And I feel like it was really hard for you to move on, you know, but you still did. You showed up. You stood up for yourself, right? You threw away all the emotional baggage that you were carrying, and you started this journey of being the better version of yourself, which is really admirable, pile number 3. I'm really trying to not lose the train of my thoughts right now, because, you know, these noises in the background, it makes me distracted a little, so I forget what I was trying to say, you know. This happens so much. Like, hey, I am suffering while doing your reading, pile number 3. I don't know what's happening, but hey, maybe you're also feeling this way. Maybe your journey is not exactly so smooth, so it's kind of painful. It makes you feel sometimes irritated, makes you feel like you want to scream, you can't tolerate it, you know, because you feel a lot of emotions that you're trying to navigate through. But hey, hold on, It is all going to work out. Everything is going to be fine. Okay, pile number 3, because you know, at the end of the day, you know that you're becoming the best version that this universe always wanted you to be and embrace, you know. It was all meant to be. So you were meant to be this person, pile number 3. So, hey, be brave, smile a little, and be proud of yourself for once, okay? Because your heart is proud of you for doing the work, and I am too. So I hope you will be proud of yourself too. All right, so pile number 3, this is your reading. Please let me know which part of this reading stood out to you the most, and yeah, write it in the comments, because I love to read your soul journey. Okay, it helps me, and yeah, I think by that way I will also connect with your energy a little more, pile number 3. Okay, so I hope you love this reading, and with that said, take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye.